Hi, welcome to Power Cave Training. Today we're going to cover mobility, shoulders, knees. Nobody understands how important mobility is until you don't have it. When you can't move, you can't bend down, everything hurts, your ankles hurt, your toes hurt, your shoulders hurt. And what I've done over the course of a lot of my videos is I've shown all kinds of ways to increase not only your mobility, but your strength of that injured area. And the key to this working is you have to do it consistently. You can't put it off for a long time, and the older you get, the more consistent you have to be. I have a program where I can do probably 4 or 5 different programs of ways to stretch my shoulders, stretch my flexibility of my knees, my thighs, my quads, my hamstrings. So glutes and all that stuff allows me to continue to do things in my 70s that a lot of people can't do in their 50s. So if you go back and look through my videos, I've got tons of shoulder stuff I did. I rehabbed my left shoulder. I had a frayed bicep tendon. I still have what they still say I have a torn rotator cuff, but I still do everything with it. Nothing hurts. I can move my arm better than most people can. So it's important to do these things. All those videos that I put up on shoulders, how to use kettlebells, how to use stretching, how to do different movements, Indian clubs, they get about 5 or 6 views and then they just lay there and languish because nobody looks at them. And yet, the number one injury I've seen as a trainer and a coach in men is shoulder injuries. And for women, it's usually knees and hips. But all of us end up with a lot of that stuff during the years. And if you play enough sports, you're going to injure stuff and it feels like it's gone away, and then it just lies there dormant, waiting for you to do something to set it off again. So it's important to continually do this stuff. And I'll give you an example of, we did a weightlifting meet 2 weeks ago. So I took a week off before, I took a few days off after, and then last week was the first week we squatted. So in 3 weeks I hadn't squatted even once, and we just did 3 light sets. And I was sore for 2 days in my hips. I could hardly bend over to pick up stuff. That's just because I let that go for a while. I didn't get down and do enough mobility stuff to keep that flexible. And there's a little different thing besides squatting down with no weight or hanging on something and squatting down with weight on your back, or different ways of putting weight on your back, or kettlebells. All of it puts stress in different areas. So if you get a chance, go back and look through some of my videos. I have a lot of them marked: shoulder mobility, core, working on the abs, and of course the opposite part of the abs is your back, lower back. That's all core. And core goes down to top of your thighs, it goes all the way up to here. And so sides, you have to be worked, and people don't do that. But I have videos, I have 100 and some videos up, and a lot of them deal with that very issue. And if you want to have a long life without a lot of pain in it, you have to do stuff to stop that way ahead of time. Most people don't do that. They wait until they get the injury. They'll go to the doctor. Everybody loves to get cut and take pills. Nobody likes to do anything to keep that from happening. And I can guarantee you, for 90% of you people that go get cut, you're going to wish you didn't when you get done, because I train a lot of people that have had that done. For instance, when you get your knee replaced, they're telling you you're going to have 90% mobility. Well, why not 180? And because your knee doesn't work as good as the old one did. When I talk about shoulders, if you get your shoulders operated on, you get your shoulder replaced, cut, your rotator cuff repaired, overhead limit for pressing weights, 15 pounds. That's not acceptable. It should be doing more. I push my people because we're doing a very aggressive rehab with people. So I started doing more and more all the time. Again, always ready to fall back, making sure they don't get hurt. But that's something you have to push yourself. So if you get a chance, watch the videos. But there's nothing more important than being mobile when you get older. And you watch them, you look around, you watch how people walk, they walk like this. That's what happens when you don't do the things you do to stay mobile and healthy. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, share it, hit the like button, and subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll be doing hopefully a lot more. I'm going to do my therapy one next, I think, so on the different tools I use for therapy. So see you next time on Power Cave Training.